and welcome to Yarn Lane, and especially I'm wearing this lovely jumper. Look, I just like change because this is one of the jumpers that we are doing on today's show. So today's show is all about ladies winter knits. Now, if you were watching last week or the week before, gosh, I can't remember now, time's just gone by. So we did a show using Marriner yarn, but it was all baby knits, but wonderful, you loved it, and we had such wonderful feedback from you. But I thought today we'll do ladies knits, and one of them is this beautiful Aran jumper. It's super long as well. That's what I really like, because it comes all the way down. But I'll talk to you about that in a minute. So first of all, if you want to watch us or you want to visit us, you need to, there's various ways of doing that. You need to go onto the website, which is www.yarnlane.com. So you can see the website there. So there's the watch live. If you click on watch live, below that are all the products. Now we've put on everything there that's in the show now, so you can have a look through and you can buy what you want. Everything that you need to create or knit anything that we're showing you is all on there. So that's all beneath it. So if you don't, and then you can shop by clicking on the website and ordering that way. If you don't want to do it on the website and you'd rather call us, we have a UK call centre, really lovely people there, really helpful. The number for that is on the screen at the moment. It's 0800 4700 600. So you can call that number and you can order that way. It's up to you. You can either do it online or you can call. It's up to you. But remember the P&P, because we're sisters, Sewing Street and Yarn Lane all runs together as one. So if you've already bought something on Sewing Street, it's £3.95 P&P once, just once in the up until midnight. So if you've bought something already, you've already bought your paid your P&P, but it covers Sewing Street as well. And you can check out as many times as you like, doesn't matter. Put thing in your basket, check out to make sure it's yours, and then it will all be added together at the end. Anyway, that's all the boring stuff out of the way. So Yarn Lane special. I know on Sewing Street we always do an early bird, but we're not going to do that on Yarn Lane. We're just going to have specials every now and then. Now look at these. Oh wow, I want these. So they're only £6.99. So they are little scissors which are absolutely perfect for cutting yarn. I need to find the end of a piece. Look, there's the end of the one there. We'll cut that one. No one will know. So absolutely perfect for cutting yarn, because you only need a little snippy bit, don't you? You need a little pair of scissors. These are perfect. Should we have a look at them really closely? So they feature, okay, there's a ball of yarn in the centre, and at the end of the handles, I got to peel my glass on because I can't remember what it says. They say 3 mils. So they're like proper ends of knitting needles. But aren't they beautiful? So aren't they just the loveliest gift for yourself or for someone else? I'll just turn them round and look. Aren't they lovely? £6.99. They are the best gift for someone who loves yarn, aren't they? Or just for yourself. So if you want to get involved with us, 0800 4700 600, and then you can get involved with Yarn Lane. Okay? But they are nice. But they are a Yarn Lane special. They're not the early bird, because we don't have those. That's Sewing Street. We have specials, but I have never seen scissors like this before. They're just lovely, aren't they? I like the fact it says 3 mils on there. I bet everybody wants those. Have we got very many of them? I bet we have, and these will sell out, unfortunately. We've got enough at the moment, but I think they are a lot in people's baskets. But do remember, if you've already paid your P&P on Sewing Street, you're done for the day. If you've never purchased from Yarn Lane before, it's all easy. It's very easy. Just do it. You can phone up if you're worried about going on the website, or if you're not sure how it works, just phone up. Also, if you've got any messages or any questions or anything you want to tell us about or let us know, just message the studio at yarnlane.com. Okay? studio@yarnlane.com. So if you've got any questions for us or anything, do message us. Right. Now, I've got another special for you. Well, it's not a special. Right. So if you want to buy the scissors, you make sure that you put in your basket and you check out. If you phone the call centre, just stay on the line. It's very, very busy at the moment because there's a lot of you wanting these scissors. So do stay on the line. Don't hang up. They will get to you. Just wait for a little bit. It is but just remember it's a free phone number, so you'll be fine. But just don't hang up yet. So if you've not shopped with us before, a little bit of patience, only because it's quite busy because everybody wants these scissors, unsurprisingly. Okay. But if you want to add something else to your order while you're waiting on the phone, this is lovely. So for the kits that we're selling you today, the kits don't come with knitting needles. And the reason for that is that I think, and I've spoken to lots of people about this, a lot of people own a lot of different knitting needles and they don't always want to have the knitting needles in their kit. So we are selling the individual knitting needles or hooks or whatever it is you need for the kit separately, and you'll see those on the website. But if you want to buy a set of knitting needles, so if you're a knitter, you'll understand this, that when you knit something, it might say use 4mm knitting needles or needles to suit your tension, and you should always knit a tension square anyway to see where it is. So if your knitting is too loose or too tight, you need to change your size of needles. So you may have bought some 4mm needles to go with your pattern, but they may be, because you're a tight or a loose knitter, the wrong size. So the ideal thing is have a set. Now I love these. When I was selecting, lucky me, I had the glory of selecting all the products for Yarn Lane. These are the ones I selected. So these are the Knit Pro Zing knitting needles. Each colour, each size comes in a different colour. The size is also printed on the needle, but it makes it easier to identify. So we sell these needles in single sets, in pairs. But if you want a set of them, so these start at 3mm. The 3mm are red. Aren't they lovely and fine? Oh no, these are 2.5mm, sorry. So they're on there, the 2.5mm. And this set goes all the way up to 6mm. So you've got 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4, 4.5, 5, 5.5 and 6. Now, if you want them individually, you can buy them individually on the website. But if you want the whole set, then they're here, which is really useful because, you know, each pattern is different, and it's not always to do with you being a tight or a loose knitter. It's to do with the person who designed the pattern being a tight or a loose knitter. And it is really nice because you can just very much, if you remember to do your tension square, you can very much fine tune the pattern to be exactly right by just going up or down 1/2 mm inside. And remember, all these needles are separate on the website, but isn't it lovely that they're all together in this lovely zip case? It's got a cotton fabric cover and it's all zipped up together. It's a beautiful set. I love the way they're all colour coded as well. So anyway, if you want a set of needles, there they are. So in today's show, lots and lots of different techniques and types of garments. So I'm going to start off. The first one that we're going to do is the ladies' poncho, which is behind me here. Isn't that lovely? Oh, its top looks like it's going to fall over. So the poncho is knitted in a super chunky knit. It features a main colour. We've got 3 different packs for you today. But it features this main colour, which in this one is grey. And then it has a contrast colour, which is an apple green for this bundle. And that's on the top. And it's also on the bottom rib. This is a really cosy, easy knit poncho. It's got sleeve holes or armholes. So it's just a really lovely, cosy, warm cover up. If I show you all the way around. And because it's a super chunky, it knits up very, very quickly. And it's got that really nice roll collar. And then it's just one of those really cosy, warm davits. So if you want to buy this, we have 3 colour options. We've got the one that's there, and you get the grey and the green. Now, in the pattern, you also get the pattern, which is quite important, isn't it? The needles for this are all on the website if you want them, but you need 9mm needles for this, 9mm needles. So in the bundle, what I decided was, it's very difficult, isn't it? Because you need different quantities of yarn depending on your size. So what we decided is we'd put in enough yarn, whatever size you are. So if you're the biggest size, it'll fit you. And this size The width goes from 57 to 66 inches. That's width all the way around. And the length is 27.5 to 28.75. So it pretty much features small to medium, large and extra large. But there is enough yarn in your bundle to knit all of it. So you get 8 balls of the main colour, which is green in this one, and 1 ball of the green. Now this is beautiful, very, very great quality acrylic wool. It is incredibly soft. Really, really soft. So you've got the grey and the apple green, and it is ever so soft, but it's fully washable. It's lovely to knit with. It just feels nice, and it knits up very, very quickly. So if you go onto the website, if you want to know more about the kit itself, what's in it, what you need, what needles you need, all of that detail is on the website, including what the yarn is, how you wash it, and how everything you do with it. But if you want to know about the needles, all of that information is on there. We've also got another colourway, which is navy and oatmeal. I'm going to have to ruin the pyramid. So the main colour is this lovely navy. Right. The main colour is navy, and the contrast colour on the top and the hem is this lovely oatmeal colour, which is a sort of a very soft beige colour. So instead of having that sort of stark navy and white, navy and cream, it's a very soft contrast. So this is perfect, would look really good with jeans. Lovely thing to just wear around the house to keep warm, or just going out for a walk in the country. But again, you get your 8 balls of navy and 1 ball of oatmeal and the full pattern. Okay, the third colourway we have is white and pale rose, but it's not a bright stark white, it's more of an ivory. So the main colour, the 8 balls you get, is this ivory colour, and then the contrast, which is the neck and the hem, that's this lovely soft pale rose colour. So this is something that would look lovely, a real winter white colour. That's very pretty, would take you through the winter and into the spring. Because of the colour, it's probably not in your winter walk in the mud, but it's a beautiful thing to wear out, something special, and it knits up beautifully. It's really lovely. So that's the ponchos. I'm going to quickly run through the other things just to tell you about the patterns, and then we'll move on to it. So we've also got the pattern and the kit for this beautiful Aran jumper that I'm wearing. I decided to put it on. It is so warm and it's so cozy. Now that's coming up in a bundle soon. It's really lovely to wear because it's not itchy at all. The next one we've got is the Zigzag Jumper. That's available in 3 colourways, and you'll see Catherine's wearing that in the moment, and that's going to be available in blue, Lovat Green and Cinnamon, and we'll show you that one next. Then we've also got a bundle of 3 patterns that I will just show you here. These are just patterns. We're not doing kits for these because we want to give you options. We want to give you a choice. So you can either buy those are the bundles. If you just want patterns, we have got the shawl, which is this one here. This lovely shawl. We'll talk about that later. The Siamese Cat Jumper and the Poncho, which isn't here. We'll have to look for that. And so there's the Siamese Cat Jumper and there's the Poncho. So that's your set of 3. These are patterns only. So that's £6.99 for 3 patterns. It's the only patterns that we're offering just on their own. So we're trying to give you a mixture. So you've got kits, you've got yarn, and you've got patterns. So let's go back to the beginning now, back to the poncho. Now you know what there is. And welcome, Catherine. Catherine in the Zigzag Jumper.
I'm modelling the Zigzag Jumper. It's so toasty.
It's really lovely.
It's really snuggly.
It really suits you. Nice colour.
Thank you.
Lovely blue. But we
You don't need it afterwards, do you?
No. I think I
take
might
it
go
off.
home in the Aran jumper. It's really warm and it's not itchy. That's what I like.
No, it's not itchy at all. It's lovely, really nice and soft.
Really soft.
Yeah.
So, how did you find the poncho pattern?
Oh, lovely. Really nice beginner's pattern. Super chunky, which means it's a really fast make. Love a fast make. You can sit and you'll whiz this one up.
Okay. Because there's a lot of knitting there, isn't there?
There is. You've got quite a lot of stitches. Your back is bigger than your front. So you knit a big round back bit and then you knit the smaller front bit. You can do it on a circular needle if you're someone who likes working on circular needles. I don't. I like straight needles. So that's what I'm sticking with. Now what I'm going to show you is it suggests to cast on using a 2-needle method. So I'm going to show you how to do that because it gives you a looser edge. Normally I always use the thumb method. What method do you vary it? But this is the 2 needles. So you're going to start with a slip knot like you do for crochet. Pop that on your needle. And then you are going to knit into it. Okay, and then you pop it back onto your left hand needle. So
just go right just a bit. Maybe move the pattern out move the pattern out.
There we go.
So they can't see.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and slip onto your needle. So now I'm in the right spot.
Perfect. Perfect.
Okay,
see now.
We're going to knit a stitch and then take that loop that you've made. Normally it would go onto your right hand needle, pop it back onto your left hand needle, and you're going to keep going until you have got the number of stitches that you need. So it's a really simple method of casting on actually, because you're just using the same action that you do when you knit. Most of the pattern is knitted in stocking stitch, so that's a knit a row, purl a row. Got a nice chunky rib to it actually as well, which is a knit 2, purl 2 rib. I'm just wondering how many you need for your front. 46. I would definitely knit this and make it. I was sorry you hadn't sent me enough balls of wool.
Yeah, but which colourway do you like the most?
I like the navy and the oatmeal best. That's probably what I
so
would
that's
wear
the one you're doing.
most, which is the one you sent me actually, yes.
I think it's a really nice colour combination because it's not as stark as navy and white. It's just a bit softer, isn't it? I mean, like, so how many? Yeah, you probably need quite. Yes, you do need a lot.
You do need quite a lot.
So it says using 9mm needles or a circular, but you work in rows, not rounds. So that's nice and easy to understand. I think some people probably just prefer a circular because it's not so heavy on their needles.
Yeah,
and it sits in your lap.
It's what you like doing and what you're used to, but it's personal preference.
But we've got the 9mm straight and the 9mm circular both on the website, so it's up to you if you want to knit on circular. It just means you're not knitting in a circle; you are knitting straight. But it just means that the weight of it sitting in your lap rather than on your needles.
Hang on, what have I done?
So if you're on the watch live, everything is just below that.
So that's how.
That's amazing. $19.99 for the whole kit.
It's great. It's really good value.
9 balls of yarn. I don't think you'd even be able to buy. You just wouldn't buy it for that, would you?
No, and you've got the fun of making it.
It's just so lovely,
and
isn't it?
It's lovely. It's a really nice shape, and it's a dog walking poncho. That is. Just sling it on over jeans.
Okay.
Don't you think?
Definitely.
Yeah.
So what do we do? What happens after this then?
So when you've cast on, you're doing a nice rib, a knit 2, purl 2 rib. You're working a lot of rows in stocking stitch, and then when you get to your little armholes, you start to knit a border, and you've got just a little bit on the pattern that explains to you how to do that. You do need some coloured markers just to mark the ends of your thing. Don't know if you do you have those on the website?
Yeah, we do have stitch markers.
So
they're on the website.
if you haven't got any stitch markers, get some stitch markers because they're ever so handy, aren't they?
Okay, yeah,
yes.
No, they're really useful
yeah,
for that. So no, we have got those.
It's only a knit and purl to do your little armhole borders. Yes. It's all sort of knitted together. To make that end part.
Oh, that's nice actually. It's got that the rib, so that just stops it stretching.
That's right. Yeah. So.
Okay. And then it's a rib at the bottom, and then you do the nice stocking stitch.
Stocking stitch at the top, so you get that little.
And that just rolls over nicely.
Yeah, it's a really nice, straightforward pattern. So if you haven't been knitting very long and you fancy trying a garment, because you haven't done one before, you've maybe been on scarves and hats and things, but fancy having a go at something bigger, this is a good one to start with because it's not too difficult, you know, and you'll knit it up really quickly. Okay,
well that's lovely. Well, thank you for showing us the cast on. We've got so much to get through. So we're going to move on to the, I'll just move my balls to one side. Okay. So it's the photo. from Kathleen. I love those beautiful, colourful knitting needles. Oh, hang on, I'm just getting the Aran wool. Oh dear. I've got so much yarn, I've had to put some on different tables to bring it all in, because there's too much here. Not too much. You have those beautiful colourful knitting needles. Ordering some of them for my mum for Christmas. She has dementia, and the knitting is the one thing that's kept her going during lockdown. So proud of her makes. She loves the Aran knit. Yes, well, the Aran knit's gorgeous, isn't it? Which is why I'm wearing it. So, for the Aran jumper, obviously this is knitted using Aran weight wool. And we've only got it available in one colourway, because to be honest, well, you can knit Aran jumpers in many, many colourways, but this is the traditional one, isn't it? So it is just really warm, and I really struggle a bit with things being slightly itchy. But in this, it's just warm and cosy and lovely. And it's extra long, because a lot of these extra long sweaters are really in at the moment. So, well, you can't see because I'm behind the desk, but it comes down almost like a tunic halfway to my knees. So this pattern and the yarn, this is your bundle. You get the whole pattern and the yarn. It is knitted in from 30 to 40 inch bust. So that's quite a wide range. But as with the poncho, there is enough yarn, 8 balls, to knit the largest size. So if you want the larger one, you've got everything you need. If you're using the small one, you have a bit left over, you can knit yourself a hat and a scarf. But everything you need to know is in here. And this is lovely. If you haven't tried cable knit before, it's a really lovely thing to do, because it can get a bit boring, to be honest. Once you've done the rib, and then you've got to go all the way up, doing the front and the back can get a bit boring. But when you've got the cable knit, it's lovely, because you knit a few and then you cross over, and it just is a very, very traditional pattern. Now obviously this has been designed so that it's slightly longer. It's a sort of an extra long one, but it's up to you. You just measure it. If you want to have it to your waist, then you can. If I show you on the pattern, there's less than 20 left. So if you want one, I would check out now. Can you see on the pattern, look how this is a lovely, that's the length it is on me below the desk. But again, you don't have to do it that length, because you knit from the bottom up, that's up to you. But that's what you'll get. But this is a real sort of well, I said it was going to be ladies' winter knits, and it really is, but it's lovely and warm. So, Katherine, how was the pattern?
Yes, love it. I love cabling. It's really good fun, because it's
Why
interesting.
Do you love cabling?
Well, because it's interesting. Yeah, you've always got something to keep following, and a bit of a challenge. I get bored doing the same thing all the time, unless it's a quick knit, with nice chunky wool. I couldn't do like a whole fine stocking stitch. Yeah. This keeps you interested in it. And
okay.
Yes. So I have done my rib, not quite as long as on the pattern, but done up that first rib, and I have got to the point. Now this is a pattern, you've got to concentrate on this, you've got to know where you are with it. So if you can probably see on my screen, I've got little bits highlighted and stuff, so that I can see where I am. Okay, just finding my spot. So I've changed to my thicker needles, and I'm starting with the first row of cabling, where it tells me to knit 10, and then the cabling
you need to just move to the middle, and that's lovely. Move the pattern. That's it. Lovely.
It's there's 3 panels of cabling to follow, and it will tell you. Now you don't start at row 1 on each panel. It will tell you where you need to start. So let me just count 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10. So I've knitted 10. I then have got to work the first row on panel A, which goes across 29 stitches. So I'm looking at my instructions for panel A. It tells me I've got to purl 3. I'm sorry, my needles are clacking, but I can't. It's hard to get in the right spot.
No, it's difficult.
Without
don't worry.
Okay.
Your nails are supposed to clack.
Now we've got a cable for forward. So you get your lovely little cable needle and slip 2 of your stitches onto the cable needle. you place that at the front. If it's got an F, you place it at the front. If it's got a B, you're going to place it at the back.
Okay.
So this one's got an F. You're then going to knit the next 2 stitches. Okay, and then you knit the 2 stitches off your cable needle, and this is going to create the first twist of your cable. Now as you get up the pattern, you can start to see where you're going right and where you're going wrong. Once you've done the first sort of, let's see, it's a 32 row cable by the look, well, yeah, the panel B's got 32 rows.
So this
A
is
and
this
C
very
have
first tightly twisted cable.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you're working across. So I've done that first one. I've then got to purl 3. And I've got to knit 1. I've got to purl another 3. And I've got to knit 2. And then I've got to purl 4. As you can see, it's keeping you engaged.
Yeah, it's nice. I love cable because you have to really think about it, don't you?
Okay, now I'm going to do a cable 4 to the back.
So cable is just twisting, isn't it? It's knitting at the front, knitting at the back.
So you knit, and you put some stitches out the way and then pick some stitches up again. So we're going to knit 2 like that, and then
I guess also because this is a 30 to 40 inch chest, you could knit this for men.
Well, I don't see why you can't use the cable pattern to do that.
If
you probably wouldn't want it quite as long for a man, would you?
No, but you can, because you can choose the length. If it goes 30 to 40 inch, this can be men or women.
Knit 1. Okay, so I've done, that's my panel A bit, worked over the 29 stitches. Then it tells me I've got to work the 23rd row of panel B. So I'm going to look at my pattern and find row 23.
Okay.
We've got a slightly different cable pattern on this. So I'm purling 4, and then we're going to do what's called as T3L. Now, of course, on your pattern, all these little abbreviations have got a description. So you're not expected to suddenly know what a T3L is. You can look at the little abbreviation and it will tell you that it means you're going to twist 3 to 3. So you're going to slip 2 stitches onto your cable needle and place it at the front of the work. You're going to purl 1 stitch from the needle and then knit the 2 from the other needle, from your cable needle. So it tells you exactly what you've got to do. So you can't, as long as you keep track of where you are, you can't really go wrong. Purl 2. Now I'm going to do a C4L, that's a cable 4 left. So on this one, we're putting 2 stitches at the front. We're going to purl 2. There's quite a few different cabling versions on this. Oh, drop me 2 stitches. Let's grab those back. And then we are going to knit them off. Sometimes, occasionally, you don't have enough hands.
This is over half the stock is gone. So it is, in fact, it's probably going to sell out.
And then a C4.
So carry on, but it's just, if you want it, put it in your basket and check out, because it is very close to selling out. Because it's such a lovely jumper. Yes, I really want this. Do you think they'd let me have it? No. Or I have to knit it.
You might have to. It's nice. It'd be a good project to do though, because I like that it's not all the cable bits are the same. You've got lots of different twists. It's lovely. Well, in fact, you've got that little twist, then you've got a bigger one, then you've got a line, and then you've got this one down the centre is real classic cable, isn't it? It's probably got a name. I don't know what though. But it is lovely in this yarn because it's soft. Okay. So I'm nearly across that panel B bit. Purling 3. So as long as you follow it sort of very closely and systematically, and I guess the pattern appears. It does. As I say, once you've done the pattern once, you'll see what you're doing and which way it's twisting, and then you'll easily see where you're starting to go right or wrong. Those little twisty bits on the side of the jumper, you'll see if you've done it the wrong way.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's repeated. It'll become apparent as the pattern starts to grow. It's just making sure.
And it's on the back as well.
You pull. Yes, you knit the front and the back exactly the same.
See, look.
Exactly the same.
It's on the back as well. Okay. I couldn't remember when I put it on whether it was on the back.
Right, so that's across panel B, and then it tells you you've just got to go across the first row of panel C. So. Now, your purl rows, when you go back, are not as complicated as your knit rows. For anybody who's thinking, oh my goodness me. Purl 4, curse, C4, front, so 2 to the front. And
I bet when you've got sort of 10 rows in, you'd look just fantastic at this.
And you're starting to know what a C4F means and a C4B, because you've done a few of them and you've got the hang of which one you're doing when, definitely.
It's like a secret code, isn't it?
But if you've not tried it before, honestly try it, because it's really fun knitting, I think, cabling. I do like it.
As long as you've got a cable. We do have cable needles on the website if you don't have one. But it's just a case of slipping them off and slipping them back on again.
Absolutely, and just whether you put it to the front or put it to the back.
Just don't talk to anyone. So if anyone talks to you while you're doing this, going shh. Sometimes I'm like, I'm counting. Don't talk to me. Shh.
Absolutely.
But then you get better at the pattern. But I think if you're going to go to the effort of making something, it's nice that you've got all of the different cables. So I presume that the stripe down here is just a.
So these ones, as you go along, yes, you're knitting the odd one and you're purling the odd one, and again that will start to
that gives you your
emerge to see the edges. Yeah. So this is the last little cable, which is one to the back, and then you just knit to the end. So if you know how to knit and you know how to purl, you can do this. Not a problem at all.
It's a great winter project though, isn't it?
Absolutely.
As soon as it gets dark, start knitting. Or just do it all day.
Knitting is a good winter hobby, isn't it?
I think just go forward a little bit. If you look
Sorry.
That's better. No, we can just see that's better. It's so tricky, isn't it?
I'm just knitting to the end of my row now. I've done all my cabling. And I'm just knitting to the end of the row. And then I'll have a go at spreading it out so you can see. So you can just start to see where the little twists are.
Oh yeah, I can see.
You've gone along. So when you do go back along, because you've twisted it or you've done a cable in a certain place, you'll be able to see if you've counted wrongly, because you'll realise you're not doing it in the same place.
Yes, yeah, and the pattern will build and then you'll know.
Yes, absolutely. So although it looks like there's an awful lot to follow, and there is, and you've got to keep track of it, it's not impossible to follow by any means.
No, it's lovely. So this is now sold out.
Wow.
The Aaron jumper.
Well,
has gone. So well done if you managed to get it.
Fun.
We will have to have a word with Marriner and see if we can buy any more, because it's obviously very popular, because it's a shame people missed out, because it is a lovely pattern.
Really is. This out of all of one, this is the one I went, oh yes, I'd do that one.
So I just want to go, before we're going to move on to your zigzag jumper, I just wanted to go through the needles again, because obviously we do have all the needles on the website that you need for this. If you go on the website for any of the patterns or kits we're selling, it does explain in the description what needles you want. But if you're not sure, or you don't know what your tension's like, then this is a perfect gift. It's lovely. So it starts at 2.5 mil and it goes all the way up to 6 mil. These are beautiful quality. Let's take a different one out. If you've ever used Knit Pro needles, you'll know they're beautiful. They're really, really light, aluminium, so they're very, very light, and they're colour coded. These are the 30 centimetre length ones, so pretty average size knitting. You can get longer ones and shorter ones, but these are pretty much average. But what a lovely case as well. I like this little gift, knitting gift, if anybody wants knitting gift. And these are just cool, aren't they? These are nice cool colours. So little gift for somebody, or if you're not sure about your tension, because Remember, it's nothing to do with you being tight tension or loose tension. It's the person who designed it. So for the Zigzag Sweater, which is the one that Katherine is wearing, it's lovely. It features, it's a cropped length, but obviously if you want it longer, you can make it longer. But the way it's featured, it's a cropped length. It's got like a boat neck, so a very open boat neck, which makes it very easy, comfy wear. Lovely to wear with a scarf, whether that's a thick one or a thin cotton scarf. It's got 3/4 length sleeves. But again, because you're knitting it, it's up to you. You know, you can knit it as long as you want. It tells you how long to knit it, but if you want it longer, or if you want the, you know, the sleeves longer or shorter, whatever, you can. But it's a really lovely pattern to knit. It's available in 3 different colours. So the first one that we've got, remember, oh, also it's available, this is even bigger, 32 to 50-inch chest. That's a really nice size. So you go, oh, obviously, that's, you know, a really, really good size range. And remember that I have put in the pack enough yarn so that you can knit. You can knit all the sizes. So I think it is, let me just check. Yep, 7 balls. You need 7 balls to knit the biggest size. So you've got, actually, I think there's 8 in this one. Yeah, sorry, I read that wrong. 8. So you can knit the 32 to the 50-inch with your bundles. So the one this is a lovely sort of soft smoky blue, which is slightly darker, just to say, than the one that Katherine is wearing. Hers is a brighter blue, exactly the same pattern, but hers is a brighter blue. This one is more like a dusky blue. It's really nice. It's more like a sort of a pale denim blue. It's much more wearable. It will go with more things. It will go with black and grey and denim. And you get all of that. So $15.99, you get the full pattern. It's a printed pattern, nice quality as well, proper paper with photos, which is always useful because it's really nice. It's things like that to a knitter that you understand. A photo of the back is really important, and a photo of the front. So you've got 8 balls of yarn. So that's the blue, really lovely dusky colour. Let me move that to one side. It's also available in the cinnamon, which I love. This is like a real burnt orange colour. Yeah, it's not bright orange, it is very, very burnt orange. But can you imagine the zigzag in that? Again, pattern, 8 balls of yarn, size 32 to 50-inch chest. So if you're a smaller chest size, you'll have yarn left over. You can make matching things. Really lovely pattern though, isn't it? But it is very soft. It's a double knit weight. It's 100% acrylic, fully washable, but it is a soft yarn. It feels really nice. It feels nice on the skin. But that's a real sort of rusty burnt orange colour. And then the final colour, and I know this one is going to be really popular, is I can't actually reach it all. Almost lost them. I'm going to have to just move to get the other 3 because my arms aren't long enough. This is the colour that Hannah's wearing today, actually. It's called Lovett Green. It's a really lovely sage green colour. So again, that goes really well with browns, and it will go well with charcoal. Oh yeah, and Hannah says it's really good if you've got blue eyes, because she's got blue eyes. Because a lot of people say it looks lovely. All of these colours are quite soft. So this is your soft sage green. But it is a very flattering colour, particularly because it's not too bright and too harsh. It's very good with all different skin tones. But whether you want blue, so you sort of soft blue, Lovett Green or cinnamon, 8 balls, and you get the pattern as well. Right. So Katherine, you're wearing it, but just a slightly different colour. Yes. You're wearing it.
I am. I like it. And it's ever so warm. It's really nice and warm. It is. I'm always cold, so I like a nice warm jumper. This is a nice one. It's a bit different to knit, this one, actually.
Is it?
Yeah, this is all, the front and the sleeves are all knitted in one piece.
Oh, wow.
And the back and the sleeves. So there's no stitching sleeves in. If you're someone who hates doing that, stitching it in, it's all knitted in one big piece.
And would it be easy to make it longer if you wanted to?
Yes, I think so. just knit. I think you would have to put a whole extra row of pattern in, but you could decide to. Now, whether you'd have enough yarn in your bundle to do that, I'm not sure.
Well,
but
you would if you were one of the smaller sizes,
wouldn't
you?
A whole zigzag. Now, there's another quite interesting bit on this as well. If you notice, there isn't a rib on this jumper. I haven't done the full width of the jumper on my demo piece. I've just scaled it down a little bit.
Knitted, that orange, doesn't it?
And you actually start off with a stocking stitch piece. Then you do this row of purl. And then what happens is when you put it all together, this gets folded up and stitched in to make your little bottom edge, which you can see. You can see on mine.
So that doesn't stretch.
And it doesn't stretch, and it's
That's clever.
And it's not curling up. So that's really quite nice, isn't it?
And do you sew that in?
I believe you just sew that together. Yes, turn up the hem and just slip stitch it into place on the wrong side at the end.
And there's no inserting sleeves?
No. That's good, isn't
it? That is nice, actually. And I like the wide neck of it, the boat neck.
Yes.
Quite fashionable.
Yeah.
I like that.
So I've started off and I've done that bottom piece and I've started off my zigzag pattern, and there's just one little nifty sort of twisting stitch that creates the edge of this zigzag that I'm going to show you how to do. So
is that RT?
It's an LT and there's a left twist and a right twist, an LT and an RT. So, and then the bit in between, obviously you can see we've got like do you
want to just move into the
yes,
thank you, and right a bit. Lovely.
That's it.
It's hard, you have to knit unnaturally to be in shot, don't you?
Yes, it's not the most comfortable position, I have to say. Okay, so the LT, the left twist, is you skip the first stitch and then you knit the second stitch through the back of the loop.
Oh, can you show that a bit?
So don't knit this first one on my needle. Go through the back of the loop onto the second one on your needle and knit it. It's quite fiddly to do, just to pull that back through. Then you go back and knit the first stitch.
Oh, so you kind of knit in 2 stitches.
Yes, and you slip both stitches off the needle together.
Wow.
Okay. So it's a bit different, isn't it? I'm going to get to one, and as I go across, I'll get to another one, and I will show you again.
And then you just knit.
Then you just knit 14. So excuse me while I just count 4.
Don't talk counting.
7. Now yarn. 12. 13. Okay, now we have it again, a little right twist. So with the right twist, we're going to skip the first stitch, knit the second stitch, but this time normally, just a normal knit. Then knit then go back, don't pull it off, go back and knit the first stitch and slip it off your needle.
But again, this isn't boring, this isn't knit 38 centimetres, is it? This
no.
is, you've got to think about
it.
It
is, and actually as you go along, you can see your zigzag starting to form, so you'll realise if you're in the right place
so
or
I guess
the wrong place.
Each row you move along one.
Yes, it's going to move out, absolutely. It's a 52 row pattern.
Wow.
So obviously you're going to go out and then you're going to come back in again, aren't you?
Yeah, so if you do want to make it longer, you just have to have a look at the pattern and probably just do that repeat another time.
I think so.
But I think it's a really nice length. I think it's lovely because it's not waist length, because I don't like waist, but it's just a little bit lower. It's sort of top of trousers, hip length, isn't it?
Quite a flattering length, actually.
Sort of skims at any problem areas.
Left twist. But once you've done these little twists a couple of times, you will absolutely have the hang of it and be away. If I get to the next one, I'll show you the left one again. Okay, so the right, I don't think I've done 14 there. I think I'm losing count. There we go. So we knit into it normally, Then you don't pull it off, you knit into the second one, and then you pull it off. Okay. So, yes, then this one, left twist, you go into the back, pull that through, then into the front, and 2 off together. Okay, up to the end of your row. And then your purl rows are really quite straightforward. You've just got to make sure, again, that you're just counting the right number, because when you get to the centre of your zigzags, you have got a slightly different pattern to your stocking stitch. I can't decide if it's a moss stitch or a garter stitch. I think it's in there, but it's a slightly different purls and knits. It's
lovely, isn't it? Oh, well, thank you. That's brilliant. I really love that colour. I like the cinnamon. It's a really rich sort of pumpkin,
very nice
autumnal
orange. Isn't it?
It is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's the most popular.
Oh,
that's interesting. Yeah, it is. It is an autumn colour, isn't it? It's autumn leaves colour. But I like the blue and the green as well. It's always interesting to know. So we've also got a bundle. I'll just move my yarn out the way. A bundle of 3 patterns. So they're not the ones that we've got available as kits. One of them is this lovely shawl. It's like a all-in-one cardigan shawl. Shall I show you a picture of the pattern and then you can see it on there? So it's a really lovely, nice wrap cover-up. The other pattern is this gorgeous Siamese Cat Jumper. Isn't that lovely? There's the pattern. Can you see the Siamese Cat Jumper? So isn't he lovely? So he's just like, you've got the background knitted in blue, but I mean, it's the pattern only. You can knit it whatever colour you want. And then just the silhouette of the cat himself. And the other pattern is the crochet ponchette, which I don't know where that's gone. I don't know where that is. Okay, so that's the third one. So we thought we'd put a crochet one into the bundle as well. So this is just like a little, it's perfect for the summer if you want just a light cover up, but also in the winter it's a really good extra layer. If you just want another layer of warmth, maybe you want to wear it, you could even wear it in bed. It'd be a lovely little sort of bed jacket, or just a little layer of extra warmth. And that one is in crochet, the other 2 are knitting. So what did you think about these patterns? How did they seem simple?
Yes, well, they're all quite different actually. So the shawl collar one, that's that
one here.
Big one. Oh, that is so nice and cosy.
It's really cosy, isn't
it? This is actually knitted in one big piece. So you do need a circular needle for this.
Okay.
227 stitches you have to cast on.
Wow.
Which is quite a lot.
It's a lovely pattern though, because it looks so
really
sort of like just
nice.
Wrap it around you. It's like having a blanket with sleeves, isn't it?
Absolutely. And it's in an Aran weight as well, so it will knit up quite quickly once you've got yourself going. Yeah. Not a particularly difficult pattern at all. You've just got it. It's over 12 rows, this sort of pearl knit, and it makes a little kind of checker, doesn't it? So yeah, I'd have a go at that. It looks nice.
Yeah, it is.
Looks
really
nice. Really wearable. I liked that one. The ponchette, if you're new to crochet, that one, absolutely have a go. It's not a hard one at all. Okay. I would wear that in bed. I'd sit in bed of a Sunday morning knitting with that for a little bit of extra warmth.
It's nice because it could be very summery just for sort of just a little cover up, but it does say it's very good in winter for just that extra layer.
It does tell you in this pattern also that how to make it longer. Although a ponchette, it says should go to your elbow.
Right.
It does tell you how to make it longer than you want to and where to go to, and how to do that if you want it as a bigger poncho. There's no real tricky stitches in it, just chains and trebles and a triple treble, which is just the number of times that you're going to wrap your yarn around.
And then the cat, I love the cat.
Well, that's quite nice. It's a little bit of intarsia, isn't it? And that's always fun to do. So you've got a nice chart to follow for that. Which what it tells you to do is to wind off small balls of the colours that you need for the cat. So you're not trying to weave lots of yarn in and out. You've just got to have some small balls, and then you're just reading your chart. Row 1 goes from, odd numbers go from right to left, and even numbers go from left to right. So you can just count the number of stitches that you're knitting in each colour. But again, it's just a stocking stitch. So, that's a straightforward knitting. It's just then you've got the little chart to follow, which makes it interesting.
Which makes it more interesting. And it's lovely, isn't it? And that comes in 28 to 40 inches bust size in that pattern. All of them are really nice size range. In fact, the shawl cardigan and the poncho are one size. It's kind of one size fits all. So thanks very much, Katherine. So we've also got some yarn bundles available for you. So I'm going to start with the first one. Now, there's this beautiful yarn. This is all double knit, by the way. So these would be ideal for making the shawl poncho. This one here is in Arad, so you couldn't do it with that, but you could use it to knit the cat jumper or the poncho or any of your double knit makes. So this yarn, this beautiful, it's called Hermitage, and it features all lovely mixture of colours from sort of blues to turquoise to greys. So in this bundle you get 2 balls of the Hermitage in this lovely bluey grey colour. You also get 2 balls of the turquoise, because that colour's in there, 2 balls of the school grey, and then 2 balls of this blue. So they're complementary colours. So say you wanted to knit a striped jumper or even crochet the poncho and you wanted all different colours. This is a beautiful mixture, because what we've done is pick colours that are echoed in that range there. So that's one of them. The next one, this is, I think, Aurora. Pretty sure this one's Aurora. So this Hermitage one, Aurora, it features it's real rainbow, isn't it? It's got blues and greens and pinks. So you get 2 balls of the Aurora, you get 2 balls of green, 2 of pink, and then 2 of blue. So again, you know, really good for any, I mean, it's most common yarn, isn't it, for your knitting is the double knit. But it's just a really nice way that we have selected for you the colours that are pulled out. But these are really lovely. So I think, you know, if you were knitting something striped, would they look great? Or just, you know, great yarns to add to things you want to make. Aren't they lovely? I'll just move that one over. Beautiful, beautiful yarn colours. But it kind of sort of rainbow and bright, isn't it? But, you know, if you've got any yarn patterns at home, because we want to try and bring you a mixture of patterns, kits, yarn, and then, you know, we'll see what you like. And everyone wants something slightly different. We found over the last 3 weeks that there's quite a mixture of what people are wanting to purchase. Right, then the final bundle of yarn is this one that's called, I can't remember what this one's called, Nebula. So this one is purple, grey and soft blues. And so in this one you've got your 2 balls of you get the 2 balls of a lighter grey, 2 balls of blue, I'm trying to make it into like a little square, and 2 balls of purple. So if you go onto the website and you look in the description, the full breakdown is in there. It will tell you exactly what you get. It will tell you what the yarn is, what the colours are, and what all the different variants are. So if you've missed it and you think, oh, I can't remember which one I liked, just go onto the website and it will tell you. So there are 3 different bundles of yarn available. You can have the sort of the purpley grey one, the bluey turquoise one, or the super bright Aurora one. So those are the 3 colours that have their sort of matching thing. Okay? So I'm just going to recap. Oh, let me move my yarn out of the way. The Yarn Lane special today is the scissors. So popular, hardly surprising. If you haven't shopped with Yarn Lane before, then remember there's only 1 P&P per day. That's it, £3.95. Remember, you can shop on the website or you can shop on the phone. The number's on the screen. If you've bought something with Sewing Street, your P&P's already covered because that 1 P&P covers across them. These are lovely. What a lovely first Yarn Lane gift to yourself or to somebody else if you know they're a knitter. You've got a ball of yarn here and then you've got the 2 3mm needles there either side. So Yarn Lane will be back this week on Wednesday and Friday. No, Wednesday and Saturday, sorry, Wednesday and Saturday, where we've got really two completely different shows. One that's really unusual yarn that you just hook with your fingers. That's on Wednesday with Wendy Orlando. Saturday is mosaic crochet, which you are going to love. But thank you for joining us on Yarn Lane. I hope you like, but please message us, send us your photos. We'd love to see what you're making, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.